facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latram.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
So that's what I would say about what New Orleans is. It's a unique place. I mean, I'll say it again. It's different. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Kaboom goes the dynamite. Got a good one lined up for you. Just really one up from beautiful right now. I would say a gorgeous Monday afternoon in New Orleans. Enjoy it because that sun's dropping out the sky in about an hour or so. But absolutely fantastic weather. Just as nice as it gets right now. Get outside and enjoy it. New Orleans, I was just saying how it's just a wonderful place to live and a place that if you can, I just love the line, a European masterpiece, because first off, it's so true. So many cities in America and the economies are vibrant. There's lots of folks moving there right out of college, growing families, booming growth in these cities. I mean, it's like everywhere USA, cul-de-sacs, neighborhoods stacked on top of neighborhoods, all brand new. Lots of cities are experiencing that growth all around America. New Orleans, not so much. And that's a bummer. So when you compare New Orleans to the explosive growth of these other cities, it's going to be based off of all those matrices, like, the economy and how many young people from college are moving to the city and jobs and all of this, per capita income, all of that. And I get it. I don't shy away from that or run from that. But how to digest New Orleans if you're going to live here and stay here and you want to love it? I think you look at it from that line, a European masterpiece, and look at it as, we're not some American-made city. We're French and Spain, France and Spain, French and Spanish, and we're not a British colony at all. And it just makes us unique, our culture, our people, our food, our music. It makes us great. It makes us special. And when you look at it kind of from a worldview, a European perspective, more so than just, hey, New Orleans versus Phoenix versus, Jacksonville versus Charlotte or Austin or Nashville, Portland, we don't stack up so well. But when it's a world city and it kind of look through that European lens, like I said, it's a little easier for us who live here and stay here to digest. That's what I did a few years ago. And I was like, boy, it makes so much sense. And Michael Heck from Greater New Orleans Inc., I always tell him when you're pushing New Orleans and it's competing against these other places, we're the that, the antithesis of all these other places. The diametric opposite. We don't have absurd traffic all the time in every direction, including a Sunday in the middle of the day. We don't have ridiculous traffic. We don't have generic neighborhoods. We have the opposite, neighborhoods that are very culturally rich and historic in a lot of cases, and a lot of walking, restaurants, cafes, shopping, all that right a few steps from your front door where you live. No, we've got you've got to talk about what those cities have that are a nightmare. Generic, ridiculous growth, crowded, congested, ridiculous traffic, roads and infrastructure constantly, under construction. Just the hustle and bustle anywhere USA. I literally could drug someone that lives in the suburbs of Dallas, Houston, or Atlanta, fly them to the other city, and they would think they're still in Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, whatever city they originally came from. Just the same. There's nothing characteristically different from any of those places when you're in those areas. New Orleans, you definitely know where you are all the time. So that's what I think about. I think about New Orleans being a European masterpiece, embracing that European masterpiece. It's a lot easier than when you look at it as like New Orleans versus Dallas. Because the things that are important to us that keep us in New Orleans, those are the things that Dallas does not have at all. At all. Like their own food, music, culture, great people, history, architecture. Corey Johnson with you. Monday before Christmas. Yeah, you right. Guys, it is the ultimate bailout. Christmas is Wednesday. It's Monday afternoon. Don't freak out. Just go to one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spas. You'll thank me next week. 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. New Orleans Mid-City. Canal Street at Carrollton. They're in Metairie near North Kenner. Transcontinental West Esplanade. They're in Mandeville, across from the Mandeville City Hall on the East Causeway approach. They're in Slidell, about 90 seconds off the Gauze I-10 exit. They're in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. Go get her a day of relaxation. Get her some stuff out of the lobby area like bath salts, moisturizer, candles. They'll put them in a nice little bag with the tissue paper. You're set. It's what she wants. A day of relaxation from the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations.
Bingo!
New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home. Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
I was slightly high maintenance over the weekend, sitting at the bar at a restaurant getting a bite to eat some dinner. Could make sure that line not bread. They don't always bring it out. It's wasted. Don't need to waste food. So anyway, yeah, I'd love some bread. Knowing it's that little mini loaf of Leidenheimer French bread, they bring it out in the little bag. This particular restaurant brings it out warm. I like it like piping hot. So I was like, yeah, especially if you can get it really hot, like hotter than you usually do it. She's like, I'll try. And right away, I was like, try? What do you mean to succeed? There's no, I'll try. So she comes back and it was slightly warmer, I guess, than usual, or the best the usual has to offer. And I said, can you just send this back and get it a little hotter? And she's like, yeah, no problem. And then she kind of not rolled her eyes, but let out like a kind of thing, you know, like she had to walk back to the kitchen to heat up my bread. Now, I took care of her at the end of the day, and we got along fine as the meal progressed. We were chit-chatting, and I took care of her with a tip. And I'm not saying like, hey, I'm going to be a pain in the rear end and get her to heat up the bread just to make her work, and I didn't even want to eat the bread, or I wanted it really hot. So I'm just having her do what I wanted her to do, and I'm going to take care of her with the tip because she took care of me. And she went back and got the bread really piping hot. And then the butter was like room temperature butter, just like you don't need to hold like the little thing the butter comes in. It just scoops out with the butter knife, just running across it because the butter is so room temperature. You know, anything just slightly frozen where that knife would stick a little, you would drag the little butter plate across the table maybe. I'm scooping butter out of the plate, and it's just coming out at room temperature. Put a little on my plate, grabbed a bite-sized piece of French bread, and put that room temperature butter on it, and just melting right into the bread before you get it to your mouth. Just outstanding, that Leidenheimer French bread. Unbelievable. Leidenheimer French bread, Leidenheimer Baking Company. It's holiday season. No holiday meal in New Orleans. Just came out of Thanksgiving. Now it's that family Christmas meal at home at a New Orleans restaurant. No holiday meal is complete without that Leidenheimer French bread. Leidenheimer French bread, good to the last crumb. You got to have it. The French bread of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread, Leidenheimer Baking Company. No, I was like, all right, I'm going to eat this Leidenheimer French bread. I might knock out the entire loaf. I wanted the temperature I wanted. I want it piping hot. I want it like almost too hot where I have trouble breaking it apart. It might burn my fingers hot. You break it open, just the steam pours out. You put the butter on, it just melts right in. Are you kidding? I could eat that whole mini loaf. There's my meal. A mini loaf of Leidenheimer French bread and butter. Wow. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy New Year. Happy, happy, happy. Yeah, you're right. Merry, merry, merry. Christmas Day, Wednesday. I'll tell you what. Today wasn't a beautiful day or isn't a beautiful day. It's a gorgeous day. And hopefully we get the same through the rest of the week. It's not going to be quite as cool in the morning. I mean, the last couple of mornings, this morning it was in the 40s. Sunday and Saturday it was in the 30s in the morning, like 37, 38. At or below freezing. But essentially the 60s. High 50s when we wake up, and we won't get to 70, maybe 67, 68 degrees Christmas Day. I'll take it. Christmas in the 60s. I know a lot of you are like, I want it in the 50s at least, or 40s ideally. I would even take 30s. rather have like 30s or even high 20s and just blistery cold than 75 or 80. Don't want that on Christmas Day. I hear you. But I'll take 60s. Beggars can't be choosy. I'll take 60s for Christmas Day and hopefully no rain. Especially, folks, I mean, when it's 60s, you can enjoy outdoor space with friends and family. A lot of the time, if friends and family are coming in from somewhere else, it's winter where they are. I mean, I got a sister coming in from Virginia. I got a brother coming in from London. It's winter where they are. They're going to love coming to New Orleans and it's 60 degrees. They're going to love coming to New Orleans and it's 60 degrees outside on Christmas Day. Are you kidding me? Yeah, Christmas is Wednesday. I mentioned going into that last break, guys. WoodhouseSpas.com. Not too late. WoodhouseSpas.com. They're open late tonight. They're open all day tomorrow. Get her what she wants, a day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa. A little Monday Night Football. Yikes. A few yikes involved in this one. Oh, it's just yikes, 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 yikes. It doesn't stop. It's Monday Night Football. The 5-9 Saints, 5-9, at 10-4 Green Bay. The Packers are 10-4. Saints are 5-9. There's a yikes for you. It's December, right before Christmas, late December. It's at Green Bay at Lambeau Field. It's going to be like 30 degrees, 32 degrees. And there's a chance of snow during the game. There's another yikes for you. 7:15 kickoff, ABC for the regular Monday night crew, ESPN for that Manning cast. Spencer Rattler, the rookie quarterback starting for the Saints in the potential snow at Green Bay in freezing temperatures. Yikes. No Alvin Kamara, the savvy veteran, the leader. Yikes. Green Bay by more than 2 touchdowns, 14.5. I think I guessed 13, 12.5, talking to friends earlier today. 14.5. Packers favored by, like I said, north of 2 touchdowns. Wow. It's a yikes game on Monday Night Football. It's shocking. We're at Christmas. And the Pelicans and the Saints each have 5 victories, respectively. Each team 5 wins apiece. Saints are like 5-9, and the Pels are like 5-25, 5-26. They started out 2-0, both teams 2-0. So the Saints are 3-9 since starting out 2-0. They're 3-9, and the Pelicans are like 3-26. Painful. I mean, painful. No, when you're an NBA team and you start out 5-26, you're not going to the playoffs. It's over with already. A third of the season is in the books, and the season's already over. 1/3 of the season is done, and the season's already over. It's not even the halfway point, and it's done. It's over. There's no way out of this hole. It's impossible. It's over with. It's done. It's next year. Now, the Saints and the Pels, it is time to take a good, hard look in the mirror time and make some tough decisions. It's not fun. It's not easy. It's not cool. But for the Saints, I mean, that trio on defense, I love these guys like all you Saints fans do. I mean, fan favorites. A couple of them are all-time Saints greats, and one of them is an all-time great locally. Talking about Cameron Jordan on the D-line, Demario Davis at linebacker, Tyrann Mathieu at DB. No, beloved. But as Jim Finks, the old Saints GM, used to say, long in the tooth. Long in the tooth. They're getting up in age. Productivity's only going to decline. They're not getting better. They're great players, but they're not getting better. And are they still great? Or are they just very good or good and going down? And then like Pelicans, it's easy. I mean, Zion Williamson's a no-brainer. Get him healthy, play him a couple of games, trade him. And Brandon Ingram is another one you could trade. You've got a young core, about 3 or 4 players that you keep. And then you get some players. You should be able to get at least trading Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. At worst case, you're getting 2 starters replacing them, immediate starters. Maybe even like all-star type players. And you're getting a bunch of draft picks. And you can bundle those and trade for a starter somewhere else or draft players for the future, whatever. So you're getting at least 2 starters, maybe 3 trading those 2. So now I think the 5-win Saints, the 5-win Pelicans in December right before Christmas, both teams with just 5 wins each. Got a lot of, soul searching to do. Hey, New Orleans. Hey, Baton Rouge. Helm Paint and Decorating. New Orleanians know Helm's been here for over 55 years. It's year one for Helm Paint and Decorating in Baton Rouge. That's right, Capital City. Over a year now in Baton Rouge. 4 locations in BR. Just like New Orleans, free 2-hour delivery. Benjamin Moore Paint, as good as it gets. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, when you got to paint in Metro Baton Rouge, they'll steer you in the right direction. Do it once, do it right. Helm Paint and Decorating in New Orleans, in Baton Rouge. A lot of time with the holidays this week, next week, extended weekends, taking the whole week off. Knock out the paint project. Helm Paint and Decorating. Corey Johnson with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite team, make it Tracy's on Magazine and Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, Home, Flood Business. 504 Auto, Home, Flood Business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INS.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the fitted, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue, Lakeview, between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Merry Christmas. Christmas Wednesday. Less than 48 hours away. Guys, don't stress out. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? It's beyond the 2-minute warning. The game's about to end. Get her a day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse Spa. It's exactly your problem solved. You want to do it really right? Get with a buddy where your buddy's wife or girlfriend, your wife or girlfriend are best friends. He gets her a day of relaxation too, his lady, and they go together as friends. They're going to love it. Honey, I'm so glad you love the gift. By the way, Brenda got that from George, so you and Brenda can go together to the day together. She's going to love it even more. Now, here's the icing on the cake. You can go to woodhousespas.com and print your own gift card and go to Walgreens and get a Hallmark card and put that gift card in the Hallmark card and you're set. You're safe. You can print your own gift card, any denomination, including a full-blown day of relaxation online, woodhousespas.com. You can book an appointment for her, pick one of the 5 locations. I recommend going to one of the 5 area locations. Have someone with the staff, ideally a woman, help you pick out some items for your wife or girlfriend in that lobby foyer area, like moisturizers, bath salts, little, bath items like the little fruit thing they soap up and take a bath with, brushes, candles, slippers, little things they can heat up in the microwave, put around their neck to soothe them, to calm them, to help them relax, all that stuff, all those goodies. You can get a little gift bag, have someone from the staff help pick out some good stuff. You put it in that bag, and that's part of the gift from the Woodhouse. I'm telling you, grand slam home run. What am I going to get her? A day of relaxation at the Woodhouse. Is she going to like it? She's going to love it. Problem solved, guys, on Monday before Christmas. We do this every year. Saving hundreds of guys. No, we talk about it weeks out because I've lived it. I was married. I've had girlfriends. I've got to buy gifts this year for ladies, plural, in my life. But I've stressed out a lot. I've stressed out, then purchased a gift, and it was the wrong gift. She didn't like it. It was a disaster. You can't help reality, emotions. What are they supposed to do? It's like, oh, thanks so much. It's Christmas. You went out of your way. You got me this gift. I'm going to pretend I like it. You know if they like it or not. And you know if they really like it. You get her that little bag from the Woodhouse, they're going to love it. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy New Year. Yeah, I said earlier, it's one up from beautiful outside. It's gorgeous. Get outside and enjoy the day. Take a walk the dog, get outside right now while there's still light. It's beautiful. Nissan, Honda, Mitsubishi merging. Nissan, Honda, Mitsubishi merging. I think they'll be the number 3 car maker by volume, by number of vehicles in the world. Toyota's number 1. I think GM and Volkswagen battle it out for number 2 for number of vehicles sold in the world, like around 10 million vehicles in a year. Toyota, Volkswagen, GM, about 1 million vehicles a month they're churning out worldwide. Almost, like 1 million a month, almost. And then you got big boys right next to Toyota, GM, and Volkswagen, like Hyundai, Ford. And this Honda, Nissan, Mitsubishi merger probably puts them at number 3 with GM and Volkswagen for number 3. Hey, the Desai Bridge has reopened. Wisner, a.k.a. Wisner, right by the City Park Parade Ground, if you want to call it that, where Voodoo Fest is, or used. Desai Bridge. You got the Wisner Bridge over I-10. The Desai Bridge is the little bridge over by St. John. You got one right at the foot of the Wisner Bridge. That's the Desai Bridge. Then you got one over by St. John past the Wisner Bridge at Harrison Avenue. That's a little ways down. But at like the foot of the Wisner overpass over I-610 that parallels Bayou St. John, you have the Desai Bridge. Like if you go on a Jazz Fest, the back door of Jazz Fest, Bay essentially connects Wisner to Gentilly Boulevard, Paris Avenue, St. Bernard Avenue, over there in Gentilly. Anyway, after 2 years, that Desai Bridge, about $6 million, has reopened. Thank goodness, because that closed the jogging and bike path of the Wisner overpass. Because like I said, it's like at the foot of that bridge, and they obviously kept Wisner open, but the bike path that parallels Bayou St. John, bridge construction, and the construction area is like sort of, that bike path runs right through the middle of the construction area. So it made them shut down the bike path on the bridge. Since that, remember, they closed that Wisner over bridge. That was closed for 4 years. That was a bummer. You had to go around. There's still remnants of going around. Hey, City of New Orleans, that Marconi Harrison light doesn't need the arrow to turn and all anymore. Just put it back to the regular light like it used to be. Green on Marconi and then green on Harrison. Green on Marconi, green on Harrison. That's it. Figure out where most of the cars come from. I would guess Marconi. Slightly more cars than Harrison, slightly. They get a little bit more of the green light than red. The opposite for Harrison. I don't know. It's pretty simple. But the arrow isn't needed. The arrow was added because it was a detour. A lot more traffic was hitting Marconi and Harrison. Folks had to go around. No longer the case. You go to Marconi, you're going under the train, under the I-610 instead of over it. Or you're cutting around to St. Bernard Avenue and coming to Harrison. I get why you had the arrows and the changing light features, but the bridge has been open for a while now. So for you Lakeview New Orleanians, I'm going to bat for you. Get that Marconi Harrison light back to the way it used to be. Yikes. Boy, some traffic lights that they're an easy fix. You need people that drive the route all the time. You don't need to study. You need to just talk to people that are just slightly mindful, aware of their surroundings, that travel the route. Claiborne. I think Leonidas gets light than Claiborne does. 6 lanes of Claiborne, 2 lanes of Leonidas, and they get equal, if not more, green light time than Claiborne. Just makes no sense. And the Claiborne Leonidas light is so quick. No, and then you get to Carrollton and Claiborne. I like this light. It's one of those long lights. We don't have too many intersections like that in New Orleans, but Claiborne and Carrollton, it is the long light. It's like green each way for about a minute straight. And then you catch that light, you're waiting about a minute. It ain't a 20-second, you're going to be green for a little while. But you can be way back on Claiborne's approaching Carrollton or on Carrollton approaching Claiborne. And especially if you can see the right lane arrow light as well, it can be green on Claiborne. I'm telling you, it's like 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Then the arrow green turns, and you get another like 15 seconds. So anyway, I don't mind those long lights, but just, 6 blocks away, Claiborne's and Leonidas, it's an insanely ridiculous short light. They need to lengthen up like 40 seconds for Claiborne and maybe 20 seconds for Leonidas at best, 15 seconds. Come on, city. Why can't we synchronize the lights in New Orleans? We really have our you-know-what together, and it just doesn't seem like a tough request. I mean, our streets are paved. There's not a lot of litter or trash or graffiti. Our neutral grounds are always cut. I don't see why synchronization of lights would be such a problem. We pick up garbage so often in the city. Wow. Hey, speaking of garbage, that lemon scent's back in the quarter. That's a good thing. IV Waste, Sidney Torres, at least temporarily has got that contract. That was one thing I was happy about, just the damn lemon scent in the quarter. That's just genius. It's needed. Brilliant. Hey, we got a new year cranking up next Thursday. It'll be 2025. Out with 2024, in with 2025. Are you looking for a new job, a new career? Latrim has you covered. This worldwide manufacturing giant, born in New Orleans, based, bred right here in New Orleans, private company. They employ like 1,400 in Elmwood. They employ a few hundred more on the North Shore at the I-12 facility, and they're hiring at both places. And it's not like 2 or 3 job openings. Dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of job openings at Latrim. That means a job opening for you at Latrim. Go to their website, latrim.com.
Hey, New Orleans, if you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Ooh, Lord, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Lord, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive justice now at nolacoalition.info.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Woodhouse Spa.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Christmas is Wednesday. Don't stress out, guys. WoodhouseSpas.com. Get her what she wants. A day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Christmas present, problem solved. Just that quick. Boom, boom. Month before Christmas, problem solved. They're open late today, open all day tomorrow, and late tomorrow, Christmas Eve. WoodhouseSpas.com. The lemon scent back in the French Quarter. You got to give Sidney Torres credit. He gets a city contract with the low bid, and then he'll exceed what he's supposed to do with the city contract as far as cleaning the French Quarter. I don't know about the other neighborhoods just picking up trash, but the French Quarter is different. It's picking up trash and doing it every single day. And it's power washing the sidewalks and things of that nature. And then he adds this patented lemon scent, some lemon scent that he sprays down. And when the water evaporates, the lemon scent sticks around for a while. And it smells good instead of the quarter smelling like crap, like a gutter. And a lot of the time, that's how it is, sadly. That's why I'm not going to go off on this tangent today, but that's why I'm always like, let's reimagine Bourbon Street, a place where we would want to go, where locals would actually want to go. No locals go to Bourbon Street because it sucks. I mean, outside of like going to Galatoire's or Dickie Brennan's Bourbon House or Felix's or something like that, no locals ever go to Bourbon Street, ever. It's a toilet. It's a gutter. And that gutter flows into other parts of the quarter and stinks up other parts of the quarter real easily. And then you have other places that aren't part of Bourbon Street, Decatur and the like, that have restaurants and bars and clubs and lots of garbage being put out. And then some garbage bags compromised or whatever. You know, you start having problems. So the city has a contract for multiple years. Henry Consulting gets the contract, but Troy Henry's kind of a, you know, sort of, you know, is he created the problem, sort of his own making in a way, I would say. Because Troy Henry's like, you or me, except he goes after city contracts. And there's nothing wrong or illegal. I'm not trying to downplay anything he does, but it's like a garbage contract comes up or clean the airport or anything that the city requires. Troy Henry will bid for that. It's like Six Flags. Troy Henry doesn't own any sports ballpark or fields company building baseball diamonds and basketball courts. He doesn't own any of that. Doesn't own a water park. Doesn't own restaurants or hotels or any of that. But he got the contract for Six Flags, and he's basically going to sub it out and be the middleman for the deal instead of someone that does it firsthand. It's like another layer is created, and that's fine. Troy Henry, again, not doing anything illegal. The airport, they get a contract with a company that cleans airport bathrooms like around the country. It's what they do. Contract didn't work out. City of New Orleans and Louis Armstrong had to cancel that contract. Troy Henry was the low bidder on the new contract. He subs it out to a company that cleans buildings, and then they do it. Maybe even forms a company that owns that company, subs it out. Whatever. A truck doesn't own a broom or a dustpan, but bids for the city's CBD French Quarter trash contract and wins it. And was subbing it out to Richard's Disposal, a local trash company. And then Richards and Troy Henry had some kind of a dispute, and they had to cut ties. Richards is suing Troy Henry for breach of contract. Troy Henry went out and got another sub to handle it. And the city council's like, whoa, Richards was supposed to be the sub. That's the contract we agreed to. Now you're coming up with another sub, and it's more expensive. So even with the signed contract and Troy Henry Consulting suing the city to get that contract that he was awarded. And here's a kicker. Ramelli, the company that came in second to Troy Henry Consulting, they say their bid was lower once you factor in Henry raising his bid by north of $500,000 after he won it. Raising it after he won it. So I don't know what's right or wrong or what's legal or not, but Troy Henry's not a trash hauler. And the subcontract, that gimmick kind of cost him this time because he won the contract, but since he doesn't own the company, he has to subcontract it out, and the subcontractor and he had a problem and they had to part ways, and he went with someone else to save the contract and raise the price. Anyway, so Henry's out, at least temporarily. Paulette Irons says he needs to stay in. The council appealed that. Almost Paulette Irons, a judge says, no, Henry gets it. And the council says, no, we get to choose. So Henry's out, at least temporarily. Ramelli's suing to get the contract. Sidney Torres and I won a temporary contract, and right now we're cleaning the French Quarter day one and using the lemon scent, which I like. Any company that wins that contract, if it goes to Ramelli, Henry Consulting, some type of lemon scent, Sidney Torres, Ivy Waste claims it is a patented thing. I'm sure it is. Get something very similar. Sidney Torres, I don't know what to tell you, but that needs to be part of. What's that, Blue Boy? Right. I agree. You're in agreement with me that the lemon scent is key. Yep. Because it smells bad down in the French Quarter at times. You're right, Blue Boy. 5 o'clock power hour next. Don't move, New Orleans. Couple of days before Christmas. Yeah, you're right. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safe, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Barone in the old Sewell Care House. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Biggie Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread. Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Yeah, you, right? Crescent City and beyond. 5 o'clock powwow. Monday before Christmas. I think we should head to San Diego, the affluent suburb known as La Jolla. Mr. Drew Brees. Thank you, number 9, for that introduction. Drew Brees, number 9, is right. This is indeed New Orleans. And I'm right. It's the Monday before Christmas. Holy smokes. Oh, boy, I can feel it. Can't you feel it, ladies and gentlemen? Some men, because we're geniuses. We don't procrastinate and wait, especially when it's like a gift for her. We don't get selfish and screw these things up ever. Wow, I can feel the guys panicking out there. Yeah, it's Monday, and it's a little after 5 p.m. So you got about 24 hours to get your you-know-what straight. Wednesday is Christmas Day. By Wednesday morning, in like 36 hours from now, you better have a gift sitting under that tree at home for her. And it better be a good one. It better be something she wants. I mean, guys, why roll the dice with the gift where you're hoping she'll like it? Maybe she won't. You don't know. A guarantee is what you want, right? You want to get her something where she's going to be very excited, very happy to receive it. Kind of like you walking in the den on Super Bowl Sunday, and there's a newer, bigger, better flat screen TV already installed in the den. You'd freak out. You'd be like, oh my God, we had a 55-inch. My wife went out. Now I have a 65-inch flat screen. Had a 65-inch. Now we have an 80-inch, whatever. Had a 40, now a 55, whatever. You'd freak out. Make her freak out. Make her love the gift you get her. Get her what she wants. A Grand Slam home run, a day of relaxation at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. You get her the gift card. I recommend going to one of the 5 Woodhouse Day Spa locations. You got time this afternoon, open for a few more hours, and they'll be open all day tomorrow. But I recommend going to one of the 5 locations area of each and every one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. There's lots of little goodies and knickknacks and things that she wants, like bath salt, moisturizers, slippers, little items you heat up, put behind her neck, helps her relax. Together, relaxation gift card, Christmas present problem solved with a Grand Slam home run. What am I going to get her? A day of relaxation and some goodies from the Woodhouse Day Spa. Is she going to like it? She's going to love it. It's what she wants. Guys, problem solved. Quit stressing out. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? WoodhouseSpas.com. Now, I said I recommend going to one of the 5 locations. Maybe you can't make it. Still going to bail you out. You go to WoodhouseSpas.com website. You print the gift card, including a full-blown day of relaxation. You print the gift card online. Problem solved, guys. Monday afternoon after 5 p.m. Christmas is Wednesday. We've done it again for probably the 10th straight year. WoodhouseSpas.com. I mean, you can do that. I mean, honestly, I don't think flowers are ever a bad thing, but flowers are sort of the B thing. You know, they kind of add to the thing. You can get her some nice flowers for the table. You could head to go see Tommy Oakland at Oakland Heart on Metairie Road. Get her some diamond earrings, get her a Rolex, something like that. Go see Tommy Jr. at Oakland Heart on Metairie Road by Bonneville. So it's jewelry. It's flowers is the garni on the plate, like a little oomph, an extra, a B or C gift. And it's that Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. They're just not, those are guaranteed home run type items for her. And let me stress, the flowers are like a B or C gift. If that's your primary gift, just flowers, you're in trouble because they'll be dead and gone in a few days and forgotten. 5 o'clock power on this Monday afternoon before Christmas. Legendary Tracy's magazine at Pleasant. But they're going to be having a good time in there tonight. Not only because it's Legendary Tracy's and they always have a good time, but because the Saints are on Monday Night Football and they're at Green Bay. They're not in the Dome. And even if they were in the Dome and you weren't going to the game, but you wanted to check it out with like-minded fans, Tracy's is the spot. Plus, you can grab dinner at Tracy's. It isn't a sports bar where you're avoiding the food, eating somewhere else before you go. No, come hungry to Tracy's. They have a full kitchen. And yes, featuring one of the best roast beef po' boys anywhere. Tracy's magazine at Pleasant, their new location, bigger and better than ever. 2 stories, too many flat screens to count. Like-minded fans. Magazine at Pleasant between Washington and Louisiana, essentially catty corner from that Bromart across the street towards downtown from that Bromart on Magazine. Legendary Tracy's. What a good spot to check out Monday Night Football. Saints at Green Bay, 7:15 kickoff. Check it out at Legendary Tracy's and their new location. Magazine at Pleasant. With like-minded fans, with Saint fans. Don't want to watch at home, want to get out, don't want to cook. 120-inch flat screen. Legendary Tracy's magazine at Pleasant. 5 o'clock powwow on this Monday before Christmas. Brought to you by Legendary Tracy's magazine at Pleasant. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. Cha-ching, bada bing, there goes the dynamite. As we head from afternoon into evening, it was better than beautiful, I said last hour, gorgeous day. And it's a gorgeous evening right now. Maybe drop some coals, do some grilling. I went to the Lowe's right at the parish line, Claiborne's at Jefferson Highway, right at the parish line, and restocked. I got a couple of those 2 packs of Kingsford charcoal. And then they had, those were like $20 for 2 bags of I forget what it was, say 18 pounds. Then Kingsford had these separate bags that were like $10 each, but they're only like 12 pounds, like 2 or 4 pounds less charcoal. But same price per bag, just a little less charcoal. And it was it was a briquette, but it was like extra hot for searing. All natural charcoal, like extra hot. So I don't know if it was the wood or some different technique of making the charcoal, but they're supposed to be really hot and searing. And I like grilling a steak or shish kebab. And I'm more of a griller where I'm out there, I put it down, I flip it, I pull it off, and I eat it. No cover on it. No cover. I'm a Weber guy, not a Komodo Joe or Green Egg, or I'm not the ceramic pit. I'm not. I like lump charcoal because it's hot, hotter than regular Kingsford. But I'm going to try out this hotter Kingsford briquette. I think it's a gimmick. Otherwise, I would have exclusively bought that. But I got the 2 pack of the regular Kingsford. When it's gray, you spread it, you use enough of it, take the skin off your hand. It's got searing power. And no, that lump really, I think it's 100 degrees hotter, if not more. Even more searing power. Yeah, it's that kind of weather tonight. Throw down the coals, light up the gas, do some grilling, get outside, enjoy the backyard, the side yard, whatever, the front yard. The lemon scent in the French Quarter, much needed, an extra perk. Sydney Torres, IV Waste, day one of the emergency 1-year French Quarter CBD trash contract. This is kind of a blessing. Just cleaning the quarter's great. And I'm sure Henry Consultant with Richards as the sub or whatever company is the sub, Ramelli, the people that are doing it right, when we're doing it up until today, it'll be clean. But I think the lemon scent is so key. It's a plus. It's a plus. The French Quarter needs like that lemon scent, and it needs power washing, and it needs it every day. So day one of the IV Waste 1-year contract, and the lemon scent hitting the French Quarter.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves forward for more than 125 years. Continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring with 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling. Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM.AC.com. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM.AC.com.
Trey Yen in DeVille, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open to Monday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Come experience the best at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
In New Orleans, we don't need to live. We live.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food.
when you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. A Monday before Christmas afternoon edition of the program. Can you believe it? Christmas Wednesday. It's Monday after 5. Guys, quit panicking. I know you haven't gotten a gift yet. Wow. How have you not gotten her a gift yet? Worse, you have no idea what you're going to get her. Don't stress out. Don't scramble over the next 36 hours. Get her what she wants. A day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa. She wants to go to the Woodhouse Day Spa. Problem solved. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year. Happy, Merry, Merry, Merry. Former NOPD officer Len Davis from like 30 years ago on death row for 30 years. President Biden commutes his death sentence. He'll now serve life in prison. Every year, Len Davis is in jail. So he's been in jail like 30 years. That's about, Len Davis is over $1 million we've put into Len Davis, living in Angola for 30 years. It's about 30,000 plus a year, minimum. So every 3 years, minimum is $100,000 minimum. That means every decade is about $350,000. So 30 years of Len Davis behind bars, $1 million. Each and every person like that. Every year's 30 grand plus. I mean, it's probably closer to 40 or 50. It's crazy. Anyway, Biden commutes his death sentence to a life in prison. Has nothing to do with Len Davis guilty or not. It isn't some liberal, like, let's get rid of, set these sentences for these people that are criminals and let them out. It's let's get rid of these death sentences for these criminals and not let them out, because the thought is the Donald Trump presidency will resume the death penalty, which is totally legal in America. But yeah, it is a liberal angle for Biden, anti-death penalty. So he commuted the death sentence on, I think it's about 40 Len Davis types all around the country. They're staying in jail for life. They're not innocent. They're just not going to be killed. Maybe not. Len Davis, 30 years on death row. 30 years. It's crazy. He's like 60. Committed those crimes when he was like in his late 20s. It's crazy. What's the point of the death penalty if you never use it? Get rid of it. Really good article at NOLA.com. The industrial waterway or industrial canal at the Mississippi River. And this is on the water, not like the old Poland Avenue Naval Support Facility. Talking about on the water. Plan to relook at at a new lock system. Surprise, surprise. Some neighbors in that neighborhood are against the lock. The existing lock's over 100 years old, originally built in 1923. The United States Congress, nearly 70 years ago, I'm not making this crap up. This is crazy. This is so Louisiana. There's a Florida Avenue Expressway that's been planned in South Louisiana, New Orleans Metro for 40 years, 35 years, since I was a student at LSU 35 plus years ago. No, it's basically Florida Avenue. To make it easy, the Lowe's on Elysian Fields in between I-10 and 610? That sits on the corner of Elysian Fields and Florida Avenue. The side of the Lowe's heading east is Florida Avenue. And Florida Avenue parallels the 40 Arpit Canal, which goes all the way to Paris Road to I-510. So the Florida Avenue Expressway would basically be, you're on Elysian Fields by the Lowe's, right around where I-10 and I-610 merge. There'd be like a kind of a mini spaghetti junction taking a line out of North Atlanta where so many highways and interstates come together. They call the hodgepodge of ramps and exits and entrances and highways and freeways and expressways Spaghetti Junction because it looks like a bowl of spaghetti from above it. This would be similar. I-10, I-610, and the Florida Avenue Expressway going due east down Florida Avenue. Part of the project was a $300 million bridge over the Intracoastal Waterway. Part of the project. I guess it's over the Industrial Canal. No, it wouldn't be over the Industrial Canal. It'd be over the Intracoastal Waterway. Anyway, this was from the Buddy Roemer era when I was at LSU. Part of this timed project, the acronym TIMED, like Transportation Intermodal, something development. I forget what it was. The Audubon Bridge that connects St. Francisville to New Roads, a Mississippi River Bridge north of Baton Rouge. A lot of folks say it was unnecessary, a big waste of money, not a lot of traffic going through there. That was part of the project. That got built. The expansion of the Huey Long Bridge, which opened, about a decade ago? I'm just guessing, like around 2012, 2015. That was part of the timed project, from 1988, 89. And it opened 2015. So almost 30 years later, they finally get it built. Audubon Bridge, 30 years later. Part of that timed project is this Florida Avenue Expressway Bridge that's never been built. Not a foot of the Florida Avenue Expressway has been built. I used to look at that and go, my God, the planning of this was in the 60s, the Florida Avenue Expressway. About 20 years later, I'm not making this up, Florida Avenue Expressway is from the 60s. The legislature in Baton Rouge finally approved it in the 80s. It's now 35 years later, they haven't built any of it. And it's 60 years later since they announced it. 60 years. Well, a new lock outdates that even from the mid-50s, 70 years. And Congress approved it. So the lock probably goes back for the 40s or even late 30s. The original lock opened in 2023. Within a decade or two, it was obsolete. It still exists today, 100 years later. Now the Army Corps is talking about building a new lock, take over a decade to build, over $1 billion. And that's money from 5 years ago. So it's probably still a decade to build. And it's probably north of $2 billion in typical New Orleans fashion. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Some neighbors in the area are against it. Isn't that always the case in New Orleans? I mean, look at this international terminal, a no-brainer down in Violet, in the middle of nowhere, a wide open land. And it's a green construction project. It's pulling containers off of ships and loading them onto 18-wheelers or onto trains. Coupled with the fact St. Bernard gets a north-south elevated expressway exit linking Violet to I-510. Another exit route elevated above the flood or storm surge. Another hurricane evacuation route. And I don't know if it's most, but some squeaky wheels, the entire St. Bernard Council, they're opposed to the project. I'm telling you, if Valero or someone wanted to expand the refinery, the tank farm, we're going to add 50 jobs and add more cancer-causing toxins into the water, air, and land, St. Bernard people would do backward flips for it. But this green project, like a godsend, $2 billion. The Port of New Orleans is going, hey, we're going to move south into rural St. Bernard. Instead of St. Bernard folks going, thank God, as bad as Kaiser closing, 40 years ago was, this is the opposite, a godsend. And it's not, chemical, oil, and gas. It's a clean, green, economic opportunity. And St. Bernard folks are freaked out about it. No, it's mind-blowing, Metro New Orleans. Want to build a Whole Food, want to build a new Audubon golf course, bunch of uptown folks freak out about it. Guy wants to build a restaurant at Esplanade and Rampart right in the French Quarter in a blighted, abandoned property that's been sitting there for 40 years. Some neighbors behind it are opposed. No, it's always the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. The politicians, the politically connected. Look at the Mid-Barataria Diversion Project. It's $3 billion. It's already funded. It's already funded, for crying out loud, which is rare. It's $3 billion. It's thousands of construction jobs. It's rebuilding a parish that only has a few hundred square miles of usable land. It's going to put about 25 square miles of land into play in Plaquemine. Desperately needed flood protection and the needs of the few, like a few dozen fishermen, a few dozen oystermen, a few dozen politicians in Plaquemine stifling the project. So much so that Governor Jeff Landry's behind the stifling of the project. No, the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. Little fiefdoms always rule in Louisiana. We cut off our nose to spite our face, and we like doing it. We like doing it. Hey, every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Deliberto Total Maintenance Studios. It's Christmas week, next week's New Year's, holidays. If your AC or heat goes out during the holidays, weekday, weekend, overnight, holidays, Total Maintenance is there. Used to be River City's Total Maintenance, now just Total Maintenance. In New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, AC or heat help, think Total Maintenance. TM-AC.com. TM-AC.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeVar by Caldwell. Smoothie King. Hey, New Orleans. If you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget. And we want to get you in and as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
I am playing air instruments. First the piano, then the trumpet. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you Monday before Christmas. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy New Year. WoodhouseSpas.com. There you go, guys. Problem solved for you. Get things done last minute types. What am I going to get her for Christmas? Is she going to like it? WoodhouseSpas.com. Grand slam home run, guys. Problem solved. Former NOPD officer Len Davis, an NOPD cop like 30 years ago, is a drug dealer, just beat up women. One woman that complained to the NOPD about him beating her up, he got paid a drug dealer to murder her. He's in jail. A death sentence. He was supposed to be, killed. Death sentence, death penalty. He's been on death row for 30 years. No execution. 30 years. Today, President Joe Biden commuted his death sentence. It's now life in prison for Len Davis and about 40 other heinous criminals. This is just, liberals are anti-death penalty. Conservatives are pro-death penalty, generally speaking. Some, if you force them to give an opinion, they tell you what they think, but they don't really look at it one way or another. They don't care if it's being utilized or not. Or I should say the liberals are glad it's not being utilized. The conservatives don't care if it's not. But some are, no, we've got to be vigilant about it. And these liberals like Joe Biden fear that Donald Trump will be vigilant and get it extradited. So like Len Davis, who's been in Louisiana for 30 years, and 39 or so others, their death sentence is commuted. They'll do life in prison. That's all that is. But yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, why would you commute the death penalty of this? I mean, worse than a regular drug dealer or murderer because he was a cop. It makes it worse. When a civilian commits a crime against a cop, shoots a cop, goes after a cop, it's a worse crime because it's a cop. My God, what will they do to old ladies and children if they're going after policemen? And then the opposite's true. Unlike a civilian committing a crime, if a policeman does it because they're a cop, it's worse. So Len Davis, at first I'm like, why would you commute this scumbag sentence? I was thinking like, because it's 30 years, you're that bleeding heart liberal? No, it's strictly death penalty. Biden and his crew aren't in, hey, let's free Len Davis, or Len Davis got a bad trial, or Len Davis has been incarcerated enough. We don't want to see any executions when Donald Trump, or fewer executions, and I guess there'll be potentially 30 or 40 less with these death row inmates that President Biden commuted their death sentence. Len Davis is infamous around these parts. Anyone like, say, over 50 years old remembers the crazy Len Davis stuff from 30 years ago. Corey Johnson with you. Hey, good news if you live over in Gentilly. Kind of chilly Gentilly lately. The DeSay Bridge has reopened. About a $6 million brand new bridge over Bayou St. John at DeSay, right in between the Wisner S curves and the Wisner overpass along the bayou that goes over I-610. Right in between there, you got the S curves after Esplanade heading towards the lake. That next stoplight, that next bridge over the bayou, that's DeSay. It's been closed for a few years now. It is reopened. That's great news. Just in time for the holidays, celebration in the Oaks, easier access to that for the rest of the time that runs. And then where it really comes in super handy, in about 3.5 months or so, 4 months, Jazz Festival 2025. It's right in that neighborhood. Hey, Audubon Gutters, a couple of months ago, early October, installed new gutters on my home. Not only new gutters, but gutters featuring the Leaf Guard system. So I'll literally never, ever have to worry about cleaning my gutters again. And I've got an oak tree in my front yard that's taller than the roof line, so those leaves are going to eventually fall into the gutter, onto the roof, flow into the gutter. Not with the Leaf Guard system, not with Audubon Gutters. You know, I Googled gutters in New Orleans. Audubon Gutters came up first. Makes sense. They're not only New Orleans' largest, they're the entire Gulf South region. The Gulf South region's largest, most experienced gutter installation company. The Gulf South's largest, most experienced gutter installation company. Here's another plus about Audubon Gutters. New Orleans' own Audubon Gutters. Over 30 years, over 3 decades doing it. You want another plus? They don't do paint. They don't do roofs. They don't do siding. They don't do windows. All they do are gutters. That's all Audubon Gutters does. Gutters for your home, for your business. Why would you even consider going with anyone else but Audubon Gutters? AudubonGutters.com. AudubonGutters.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Last hour, I was like, it's a multiple yikes. Yikes. Monday Night Football tonight. The 5-9 Saints. Yikes. Officially eliminated from the playoffs. Yikes. At Green Bay, the Packers are 10-4. Yikes. They're heading to the playoffs. Did I mention it's at Green Bay? It's late December. It's 2 days before Christmas. Yeah, 30, 31, 32 degrees at kickoff. Snow is likely during this Saints-Packers game in Green Bay. Yikes. 7:15 ABC for the regular play-by-play. ESPN for that Manning broadcast. Have you checked that out? Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, the Manning cast. Pretty entertaining. Spencer Rattler, the rookie at quarterback on the road at Green Bay. Yikes. The savvy veteran leader running back, Alvin Kamara, out for not only this game, for the rest of the year. Yikes. I told you lots of yikes. 5-9 Saints at 10-4 Green Bay. The Packers favored by 14.5 points. The Packers favored by north of 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I got to say yikes again. Anyway, Monday Night Football tonight. Katie's is a good spot to check out Monday Night Football. Katie's is a good spot to get dinner tonight. Big portions. New Orleans specialties, old school. The quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant, a mid-city mainstay, Iberville, corner Telemachus, a few blocks behind Angelo Bricato's ice cream joint. As New Orleans as it gets, Katie's. With some flat screen TVs, you can check out the Saints. Get some goodies at Katie's in Mid-City. Corey Johnson with you. the Monday before Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. I don't know what the productivity level in New Orleans is going to be the next few weeks. Christmas falling on a Wednesday, New Year on a Wednesday. A lot of folks are obviously taking at least the Wednesday off for sure, 99% of the population, and then at least one other day, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. And then a lot are adding that day after. So then all of a sudden you're looking at the work week, you're like, I'm going in on Monday and Friday. I'm taking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off. I could just blend this into the weekend. So they're going to add a fourth day, either Monday or Friday, and extend the weekend, or add both. And then here's where it gets crazy. Same thing applies to next week, New Year's on Wednesday. Taking New Year's Eve off Tuesday, add Thursday, then why not Monday and Friday? Some folks are taking off 2 weeks. Some folks are done. They will not work again until 2025. That's a major concern for CEO, Fortune 500 types that, hey, move to New Orleans. It's laissez-faire attitude, mañana. That's a main concern. So are we going to have as much productivity in this party town with lots of restaurants and music clubs and bars? Are we going to have as much productivity compared to Portland, Austin, Charlotte? Then you throw in hurricane season. You're like, not going to work as many days. Missing a few days with hurricane season. Throw in Mardi Gras. Missing a few days of Mardi Gras. On Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day, it's a regular work day in Portland, Austin, Charlotte. Not in New Orleans. Then you throw in this wacky end of the year, Christmas and New Year on a Wednesday. It's a couple of more weeks of slow productivity in New Orleans. That's like a month less working than, say, Portland or Austin. That's something that I don't know how New Orleans overcomes that, if that's ever a point. Except you're going to just sell to the CEO type making that decision that, there's more to life than that, than work. New Orleans own Evermore. That's what I'm drinking on the TV studio set. You watching on TV? Checking us out via YouTube on the internet device? Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah, New Orleans own Evermore. The bottling facility literally above the aquifer, about 35, 40 miles from the French Quarter, from the Superdome. Clearly better water, maybe the best water on earth. To find out more or to home or office delivery, evermore.com, EVAMOR, EVAMOR, evermore.com. Refreshing, yummy, Evermore, New Orleans own. Corey Johnson with you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from on Airline Highway at LaBar by car.
the king.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
At Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Trey Yen in DeVille, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Best quality, best price, best selection. You know, I'm talking about your Rouse's Market. There are over 65 Rouse's. About 1/3 of all Rouse's locations are in Metro New Orleans. Work on this Monday before Christmas, you'll probably pass 2 or even Rouse's on the way home. Drop in. Grab what you need for today, for tomorrow, for Christmas. They got you covered. The local, regional, national, and international products you want. Convenience, too. Open early, stay open late till 10 p.m. at least. Rouse's Markets. Like Donnie Rouse says, 1 million customers a week. Can't be wrong. Over 50 million shoppers a year at your neighborhood Rouse's from Lake Charles to Mobile, Alabama. Rouse's Markets taste like home. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Corey Johnson back at you. I don't have a problem with happy holidays. I don't have a problem with Christmas in the Oaks becoming celebration in the Oaks. 2 things that one, I am Christian. I'm Catholic. Jesus is my God. That's my faith. Second, not something I am, but something that I own, a gun. I have a Glock 17, little 9mm pistol. Target shooting, not really even for home protection. I mean, would I use it for home protection? Yeah, if someone comes crashing through my window and attacks me or Tolly, my dog, sure. But I have an alarm and I have a dog. So, you know, I could smoke a cigarette, which I don't smoke. I could file my nails, which I don't file my nails. Before the criminal gets anywhere near me, I would know. Alarm and a dog. But anyway, I own a gun and I'm Catholic, and I have to laugh at, you know, my religion or my gun rights are under attack. I have no concern or worry in the least bit that anyone's going to take that Glock pistol away. No one. No one's coming after my gun. And no one's telling me anything about my religion. No, this is America, separation of church and state. pushing. We already say Merry Christmas. I do. I'm not politically correct. I tell folks Merry Christmas. It's Christmas time. Thanksgiving. Maybe you don't care about Thanksgiving. Halloween. I'm not going to say Happy Halloween. You don't celebrate it. You don't believe in Halloween. That's great. I'm still saying Happy Halloween. Still saying Merry Christmas. But I say Happy Holidays too, and I don't mind it. I say Merry Christmas to my Jewish friends. And then if I remember they're Jewish, especially religious, I'll be like Happy Hanukkah if it's Hanukkah time of year. But I don't have a problem with the Happy Holidays or celebration in the Oaks instead of Christmas in the Oaks. And I don't have a problem if it would have stayed Christmas in the Oaks. But the thought of like my religion, they're coming after my religion, they're coming after my guns. I just, look, life has enough ups and downs, has natural problems. You might go outside, your car doesn't start, whatever. Rains on your parade. You know, things happen that are beyond our control. Beyond our control. I'm going to worry about the real natural problems that exist. That pile of, you know what, thrown in our way. I'm going to try to shrink as much as possible and move beyond it as quickly as possible. I'm not going to make up stuff. I'm not going to stress out and talk to, like-minded people that who is they, you know who they are. They're trying to take my guns away. They're trying to take my religion away. A couple of the things I least worry about, if I've ever worried about, I never worried about, not for a millisecond. Not worried about my religion, my freedom of religion being taken away, or my gun. Never. Not worried about that. Hey, it is holiday season. If you're checking us out on YouTube, there's a big jar of Blue Plate mayonnaise on the TV studio set. If you're listening on the radio, use your imagination. Blue Plate mayonnaise, spread the love. If you're a New Orleanian, it's got to be Blue Plate. New Orleans mayonnaise since 1927. Almost 100 years. Holiday season, Blue Plate mayonnaise. Monday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Christmas Wednesday. Don't blow it, guys. Get her what she wants. A day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse Day Spa. This is more of a public service announcement at this point. It's Monday, almost 6 p.m. Christmas is Wednesday. You got about 24 hours to figure this thing out. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? You get her a day of relaxation at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations, and she's going to love it. It's what she wants. I recommend going to one of the 5 locations because in the lobby foyer area of each and every one of the 5 Woodhouse Day Spa locations, they got lots of goodies for her. You get a little goodie bag and put stuff from that lobby foyer area in it, like candles and bath salts and moisturizers and slippers and all kind of goodies for her. And of course, that full-blown day of relaxation, holiday, Christmas, Wednesday, gift problem, 110% solved. What am I going to get her? A day of relaxation at one of the 5 Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Is she going to like it? No, she's going to love it. It's what she wants. Grand slam, home run. If by chance you can't make it to one of those 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations, you can print your own gift card online, woodhousespas.com. Hey, if you have friends or family coming in for the holidays, coming in for Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, French Quarter, Jazz Fest, don't want them staying at the house, and you don't want to just put them up at some random hotel, you want them to stay in grand style in New Orleans? Put them on St. Charles Avenue in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Set them up at the Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast. You can book a room online right now. GVBB.com, the Grand Victorian Bed and Breakfast online. GVBB.com. Corey Johnson with you. Day before Christmas. That's Blue Boy barking in a storm. See you tomorrow, Christmas Eve. Straight up 4 o'clock. Right here, radio, television, YouTube.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.